Hi, this is Miss Anders, and now we are doing example 1. Here we will evaluate each piecewise function and validate the points with the function's given graph. So let's look at example 1, part A. Notice that this function is split up into two different subfunctions, x squared plus 2x minus 3 and x plus 1. The first subfunction's subdomain is x is less than 0, and the second function's subdomain is x is greater than or equal to 0. So we know that if we are going to evaluate the piecewise function, we are going to be substituting these values into these functions. All right, now let's go look at the values and see which functions they substitute into. -4. Now let's look at each subdomain. X is less than 0, x is greater than or equal to 0. Well, -4 is less than 0, so we substitute -4 into that top subfunction. -4 squared plus 2 minus plus 2 times -4 minus 3. Now let's take a look at the next one, -2. -2 is less than 0, so that one also goes into the top function, or subfunction. -2 squared plus 2 times -2 minus 3. Now let's look at the next one, 0. 0 is equal to 0, so this is going to go into this bottom function. So I can substitute in 0 plus 1, and then the last one, 1 is greater than 0, so that goes into the bottom function as well. 1 plus 1. So here I've just substituted my x values into each appropriate subfunction, and now I need to simplify them. -4 squared is 16, plus 2 times -4 is -8. 16 minus 8 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. So the point xy is -4 as the input, and 5 is the output. The next one is going to be -2 squared, which is 4, plus 2 times -2, which is -4, so 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 minus 3 is -3. So our input here is -2, and our output is -3. Now the next one, 0 plus 1 is 1. So the input here is 0, and the output is 1. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So the input here is 1, and the output is 2. So now let's go over to our graph, and let's validate the points by making sure that they do indeed lie on the blue parts of the graph. So -4, 5, if we go to the left 4 and up 5, we can see that it falls right here on the graph. So that one works. -2, -3, that one also falls right here on the graph, so that one works. 0, -1, or my bad, 0, 1 falls right here, so that one works. And then 1, 2 falls right here, so that one works. So we validated all of our points. They all fall on the blue parts of our graph. Now let's check out example B. So example B has 3 different subfunctions and subdomains. So now we will evaluate all of our x's, or our inputs. So let's take a look at the first input, 4. Now we have to compare 4 to each one of these subdomains. Is 4 less than negative 3? No. So I know it's not going to go into the yellow function. Is 4 between negative 3 and 3? No. So it's not going to go in the green function. Is 4 greater than 3? Yes. So 4 is going to go into that last blue function. Now, negative 3. Is negative 3 less than negative 3? No. So it's not going to go in the yellow. Is negative 3 between negative 3 and 3? Yes, because it says less than, or it says greater than or equal to negative 3. So this one's going to go in the green function. Now let's look at negative 5. Is negative 5 less than negative 3? Yes. So that goes in the top function. Now let's look at 3. Is 3 less than negative 3? No. Is 3 between negative 3 and 3? No. Is 3 greater than or equal to 3? Yes. So it's going to go into this function. And then we get to the last one, 0. So if you notice in the middle function, it says x is not equal to 0. So usually this middle function here, it says x is between negative 3 and 3. And I know that on a number line, 0 is of course between negative 3 and 3. However, it's specified here in the subdomain that x cannot be 0. So that means that anytime we have a 0, it's going to be undefined, or no solution. And the math symbol for that is this no symbol. That means empty set. That means there's no numbers in the set of answers. So now that we know which function each one of these inputs goes into, we can go ahead and substitute them. So we're going to substitute 4 into the blue function. 3 times 4 minus 13. Substitute negative 3 into the green function. Negative absolute value of negative 3 plus 5. Substitute negative 5 into the yellow function. Now notice there's no x to substitute in for the yellow function. So basically for the yellow function, for every input, you're always having an output of negative 1. And then finally we substitute 3 into the blue function. 3 times 3 minus 13. So we simplify all these. 3 times 4 is 12, minus 13 is negative 1. So our point here is 4, negative 1. Negative absolute value of 3 is 3 plus 5. Notice this negative comes from the negative that's on the outside. Is negative 3 plus 5 is 2. So our input was negative 3 and our output is 2. For the next one, our input was negative 5 and our output was automatically negative 1. And then for the last one, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 13 is negative 4. So our input is 3, our output's negative 4. And we can go ahead and validate these points using the functions graph. So 4, negative 1 over 4 down 1, that one works. Negative 3, 2, that one works. Negative 5, negative 1, that one works. And then 3, negative 4, and that one works. So they all work.